members of different faiths to share meals and listen to panels of faith leaders reflect on how their respective religions view social justice on one occasion and the afterlife on another. These evenings at the Islamic Center have strengthened our sense of shared community and purpose. Their gym is always filled with conversation, laughter, and, dare I say, joy. And in this fraught climate of fear and isolation, I have found that joy can be an act of rebellion and coming together in community, and solidarity an act of resistance, and that action is an antidote to anxiety. Because of our deepening relationships, we rally in solidarity to support one another when religious bigots attack. Recently, the Lieutenant Governor of Indiana attacked the Islamic faith at large with hateful rhetoric, calling it a, quote, demonic death cult, and claiming that people need permission to hate again regarding ideologies they view as evil, claiming that the Islamic call to prayer was in actuality, quote, words of death and destruction, unquote. In response, our Bridge Builders subgroup wrote a letter that Reverend Kathy and 50 other faith leaders in Lake Porter and St. Joseph County signed off on, calling for the governor to condemn these Islamic-phobic attacks. Friends, if you look at the IAN logo, it's a good visual representation of who we are. Around the outside of the circle are symbols of our individual faiths, including the Unitarian Universalist flaming chalice. We work together, but we do not try to change the beliefs of our member congregations. In the center of the logo is a heart, because love is at the center of our work. Universal love propels us to act in the world, knowing that faith without works is dead. Not just fighting back, but fighting forward, creating community. I think our Saturday immigration vigil in the Memorial Garden 2 weeks ago, in response to the most recent ICE killings and in remembrance of over 20 people who have died in ICE custody, is a beautiful example of the fruits of relationship acting to heal the world. Michelle was able to pull this together on short notice and have it attended by over 40 people because of the relationships she's built over time. After seeing a post by the group Mobilized that encouraged religious communities to hold vigils that weekend, Michelle reached out to Pastor Joy of Bethel Lutheran, who agreed to speak and who even brought her bishop to speak. Michelle contacted Lolly from the nonprofit community response team, who advertised the event to their Lake and Porter County members. Lolly agreed to come with Know Your Rights pamphlets and connected Michelle with the Unity singers who led us in song. David, a high school student and son of immigrants, gave a compelling talk of what life is like at Hammond High under the shadow of an ongoing ICE presence. Through Carl Wolf, Michelle was able to ask Maria from a local immigrants' rights group to speak about her work and then translate for an immigrant woman who has spoken at our church before and who shared her moving personal story with us. Tracy rang our church bell after Carl read the names of those who died at the hands of ICE. Folks drove by and honked as the bells tolled. I found it to be a powerful, spiritual, and moving experience that was made possible through relationships that were developed over time. This interfaith work is rewarding, but it's not without its frustrations. There's a feeling of anger when we read about another officer-involved shooting of someone who wasn't armed. There's a feeling of impatience that it takes so long to get ordinances and laws passed and to see common sense positive changes happen. There's a feeling of dread, seeing what is happening to Hoosier families when cuts to Medicaid and SNAP force them to make choices between buying needed medicine and putting food on their tables. There's a soul sickness at the thought of immigrants innocent of any crime, along with their children who are suffering from inhumane treatment in America's ICE cruelty camps. But if our liberal religion is to step into the future of engaged, anti-oppressive work, we will be called on to serve, not only because others are broken or because the system is broken, but because, as Brian